Hello, dear Gemini. This is Ron from Tarot of the Twin Sun. Just had a bit of a snafu with technology, and your pre-shuffle has been lost. However, I have a pretty decent memory. It seems to me you're going to be stripping away a lot of negative cycles as well as a lot of karmic situations since the last eclipse season. And in August, you'll be searching through a number of relationships in order to find some sort of grace, some sort of saving grace. But it's going to be difficult to find because there are a number of characters that come in that are not very stable in terms of their passions as well as their emotions. One person with emotions will come in and try to sweep you off your feet, and they will in a way, but also at the same time, they have a lot of scorpionic affinities, so there may be starts and stops from the relationship. At the same time, there was quite a bit of a need for the Ten of Cups energy here, and you're looking for the Lord of Wealth, or perhaps something mercurial in which you can express in a grounded way a great deal of commitment towards someone. Okay, that's something you're after. Someone will come into your life that has a great deal of passion. They'll show you how to plant a firm sort of heart into the ground and start something. They'll help you get over a lot of sorrow, and in which you're going to hermitude to find some sort of truth and get rid of something so that you can make a choice between two new starts. At the same time, you're self-preserving a lot of energy. Yeah, you don't feel totally empowered when it comes to a new passionate beginning, or perhaps a choice between two sort of options of the heart's desire. And you're coming into truth, however, at great cost. And you're trying to convert energy and trying to resurrect a past situation, but it's not really sort of happening because there's no equal give and take, or perhaps someone was giving too much to another party. At the same time, there's going to be a great deal of other challenges in getting rid of a lot of toxic energies. You'll be cutting a lot of that out in order to come up with some sort of secret truth that is coming up with the High Priestess. Okay, that is a small sort of pre-read, as well as here, which is something that I want to point out before we start. We have the Hanged Man here, which is a fantastic card in which someone is in suspension in order to come up with a truth according to their intuition and the way they perceive the world. This is the card of martyrs, the card of saints, the card of the religious sort of sacrifice. Okay, this person is coming into enlightenment, and that represents you. At the same time, you are gifted, and Jupiter is expanding in a way everything from the heavens to come down to below. That is the magician-like energy with Jupiter. So from the heavens and in the ether and in the air comes electrical discharge, which comes down and it shocks the ground. Okay, it grounds itself in the earth. Okay, so you're going to have this ability to ground yourself in a way. See how this person's head is the hangman's head is like on the ground and completely like sort of surrendered. There's a sense of surrender in August in which you are trying to, in your committed relationships at least, come up with some sort of grounding, okay, with the Ten of Pentacles energy. Okay, I did the mirror, and the mirror is here. Okay, on your side, we have the Princess of Wands. This is your energy. And we have here Princess of the Shining Flame. Okay, the Princess of Wands is wonderful in that she is definitely empowered and definitely lusty for life, and there's some sort of magnanimous energy about her. Okay, she is represented here as a huntress. Okay, so she who goes after her heart's desire because she is free. She's sort of like a Vestal Virgin. She's able to, or a servant of a priestess of Diana, and she is able to maintain her own virginity as well as go forth with a menacing sort of vibration that is based on pure independence as well as pure power and aggression. Okay, that's fantastic. So you embody this energy, and you might come off to others as well as completely independent, perhaps in their own sort of momentum when it comes to heart's desire. Okay, Princess of Wands also talks about a certain amount of stability when it comes to placing the rod in the ground and letting the sort of fire burn and light the world around it. Okay, so it's a fantastic sort of starter card for you. We have here in your subconscious position the Three of Cups. Three of Cups. You're trying to manifest happiness and just being able to have a good time in general. It's called the Lord of Abundance. So the abundance comes in the form of emotional wealth and just overall general good vibrations. We also have Mercury on the bottom left there, as well as Cancer on the bottom right. Symbols dealing with a great emotional wealth, as well as communication of this emotional wealth and overall sort of general feeling of goodness. Okay, that's what you're trying to manifest, and you're trying to live life vivaciously. Okay, this is also perhaps how they see you. Okay, unconsciously, or rather on the soul level, we have the Two of Swords. Two of Swords, which is Lord of Peace Restored. Deep inside of you, you have this sort of Libraic quality in which you are trying to maintain justice and peace through the own sort of intuition of your mind. Okay? So your mind and your intuition are working together to restore some sort of balance and some sort of truth that represents your soul's desire. Okay? So deep down inside, your soul desires justice. It desires equilibrium as well as fairness. Okay? And aesthetically, it also desires some form of romance. Okay? So perhaps on a soul level, you're looking for a deep romantic connection, and you're using your intuition to cut out anything that doesn't serve you. Perhaps there's also a choice to be made between two lovers, my dear Gemini. At the same time, you're dealing with someone who has consciously embodied the Emperor energy. Now, the Emperor is very, very fantastic in this card. They're a great manifester. They have a lot of power. It could be dealing with the Aries or Capricorn. They're territorial, but also just, and as well as the king of all kings, okay? They're able to do a great many things, and they embody a higher wisdom. Not like the Hierophant, but something of more of a worldly nature, in which they are sort of great manifestors. You guys are mirroring each other. You're with the Princess of Wands, and the Emperor is here, which has a lot of fire in it as well. There is something of a controlling dynamic that they might have over you. However, you are not to be tamed. Therefore, this particular suitor, this particular mirror person, is something of a father figure to you, or perhaps they embody great strength as well as wealth and prosperity. Perhaps something you're searching for with the Ten of Pentacles that showed up earlier in your reading. Yeah. So, what they are trying to manifest is the Four of Wands, which is great, which is Lord of Perfected Work. However, it's in the reverse. Therefore, it's not totally perfect. It's imperfect in a way, and there is something missing perhaps in this vision of perfection, of union that they're trying to manifest with you. Perhaps because they're having too much control over it. As we know, someone who is controlling and a perfectionist tends never to get anything done. However, because it's not perfect, there might be a sort of sloppy way that this Emperor is going about using their power in order to manifest some sort of new beginning with you. Okay? That's interesting. On a soul level, we have here the Wheel of Fortune, and it's coming in reverse for their side. Therefore, there is a great deal of ill timing, or perhaps bad timing, when it comes to the divine play that is playing out between you two, at least on their side. Perhaps this person is coming in too aggressively in order to create some sort of connection with you, and this might be off-putting because between you there is the Empress. Okay, this could be a third party, and I've never actually read it like this before, but on a soul level we have the Empress energy between both of you. There is a possibility that you may harbor a bit more of the Libra quality of the Empress, and they more the Taurus, which is a division between materiality as well as communications and things that are more ethereal, including the arts as well as aesthetics and conversation. This person might come across as a bit quiet or reserved, and you might be a little bit more aggressive in terms of the way you cardinally represent yourself with Libra-like qualities, okay? At the same time, there could be a third party, especially because this is the 3 card. the Empress. There might be someone coming in between you to make this connection not really happen on a soul level, but there's equilibrium here either way. Perhaps there's a divine triangle or some sort of divine triad you guys are working with, which could be interesting. Subconsciously, you have the King of Swords between you. Okay, King of Swords talks about massive control over communications, and you guys seem to be manifesting controlled communications that are very truthful, because we have the Prince of the Chariots of the Winds here. Now, the interesting thing about this king is that he is gifted with a chariot, but the chariot, as opposed to the Cancer and the Gemini influence of the chariot itself, the card Major Arcana Chariot, it's not based on emotions, it's based on communications. So you guys are trying to manifest good communications, truthful communications, to manifest ultimately the Ace of Wands here between you. However, it's coming up in reverse. So there might be hidden passions that are not entirely expressed, as well as hidden feelings of intimacy or perhaps sexuality that are repressed in the conscious connection between you two. There is a great sense of attraction, but I think you two are facing opposite from each other, as we can see here, with the Emperor facing away from the Princess of Wands and the Princess of Wands facing away from the Emperor. Therefore, there's compatibility, but it's not completely celebrated. Perhaps too much ego, or perhaps too much heart in the opposite, sort of different heart's paths in this relationship. Interesting. Let's move on. So I'm going to clarify using Grand Tarot Esoterica. Also, what came up in the pre-read is interesting, because the Chariot came up and it looks like you were on the path to self-healing. Yeah, in particular in the pre-read. Anyway, let's go back. So, Ace of Wands. Why is Ace of Wands in reverse for Gemini? That confirms a bit. Ace of Wands is reversed because we have here the Carro de Hermes, which is the Chariot, which I was just talking about. Cancer energy, as well as your symbol is here with the Gateway. That's Gemini. And this is your card. So I think you may be essentially the controlling aspect of this. We have here on the Chariot Jupiter again with the lightning bolts here. Jupiter's here as well. Yep, right here. That's Jupiter. So you have control over the dynamics of this relationship. This person also has control, but I think your control comes in contention. Therefore, it's difficult to see the gateway and to go through it as well as go back through it. That's what Gemini is good at. They're actually good at warping themselves through wormholes. And that's your sort of secret. You're able to live two lives and to see the multidimensionality and the potential that is all intuitive within this card, okay? The potential, and to see through the binary and to use both portals in order to get to where you need to be, okay? That is a secret. And it seems like you're not willing to take this new passionate beginning because you have control and you're trying to equalize the good and the bad in this situation in order to initiate some sort of emotional connection with this person, okay? Now let's move on. Why is the Wheel of Fortune in reverse on their side? Yeah, okay, this person is not loyal to something because their heart was broken, but they still feel a soul connection to you, okay? Soul connection is, or at least a past life sort of connection with the Six of Cups, as well as the Four of Swords. They're coming up with a truth that avoids heartbreak, okay, intuitively, as well as the Three of Rods in reverse. They're done waiting, they're impatient about something, okay, about their shit coming in. So it just seems like the timing is bad because they're impatient about this connection. Therefore, the universe is telling them to be patient, but with the Emperor, it's like, me, I get what I want, blah, blah, blah. And they have like a perverted version or vision of what they think is like ultimately going to make you happy, but it's not so, okay? Because it seems like you want to be single. Um, yeah, 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 definitely. Here it is again, the Ten of Pentacles, but in reverse this time, as opposed to this upright Ten of Pentacles here. It seems to me that when we cross decks, you're going to meet a player. This person could be a player, and they will not be your ultimate sense of happiness. There will not be your Ten of Cups, because they make you feel imbalanced in terms of the Empress energy here and out of strength. But there will be a lack of communication, and perhaps an opportunity to revisit this relationship after some time where you find balance and you become whole again in order to make a decision against heartbreak. But there will be a lack of justice, and you might try to purge this person's energy and then come into power in order to find your truth when it comes to happiness. You'll be searching for it, but then it will be kind of like you're feeling left out, and someone new will come into your periphery. All right, Gemini? Well, hopefully that wasn't too scattershot. I really do appreciate it. Thank you very much. This is Ron again from Tarot of the Twin Sun. Please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you. Bye-bye.